All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. All right? And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. All right? Now we're back at it to follow up from yesterday's camp / live street preaching because the feed was cut short. So we're picking up to the best of our ability where we left off at, and that the end can't come soon enough. All right? Because a lot of these jakes are being found out who they truly are, their intentions and everything else. All right? And as we was going into it yesterday, the Passover being commemorated and taking place in the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, you know, you have to partake in the whole Passover. All right? You have to partake in the whole Passover. You can't just eat the lamb or the bread and drink the wine without eating the bitter herbs. All right? And for some, the bitter herbs are too much, man. Okay? For some, the bitter herbs are just too much. They can't really partake in the whole Passover. All right? You see? And Yahweh Shai says he comes in the volume of the book. So you have to be able to dissect and consume the whole book and keep it down, okay? Because those bitter herbs, those are the hard sayings that individuals can't grasp and understand when they have ulterior motives, okay? Such as filling their own bellies, all right? And not doing the will of the Heavenly Father. Those bitter herbs are a discerner, okay? Because what does it say in Hebrews 4:12? Let's pick that up, all right? This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 4. Of course, the weatherman said it was going to rain all day long, and it didn't rain. But the minute I come out here to do this live walk and talk, the rain comes down. It's supposed to rain all day. But now it's starting to come down. But hey, we're going to keep pushing, man, because the kingdom must come. All right? So this is Hebrews 4 and verse 12. It reads, "For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow. It is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart." You see? So this word, man, it will really point out what are your true intentions, okay? Because you have to consume this word in its entirety, all right? That's what the Passover was about, man, okay? You have to eat the whole Passover, all right? And you have to eat it in faith, okay? Because you got a lot of individuals that seems, as was stated earlier in the beginning, that they're just here to use this word for their own benefit, okay? Whether it's doing podcasts, whether it's doing debates, whether it's selling merchandise, whatever it is, okay? It's for their own consumption. And it's not for Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, all right? So it's being found out that they don't want to partake in the whole Passover, eating those bitter herbs, okay? Because why? They can't keep it down, okay? Because they can't keep it down, man. When you bite into that horseradish and you get that taste and it almost wants to make you vomit it, hey, keep it down, man. You have to hold it, all right? Because if not, you ain't found worthy, man. All right, you're not found worthy. As we stated earlier in the lesson yesterday, for many are called, but few are chosen, okay? Only the elect is chosen to eat the whole Passover, to be passed over, all right, for what's to come. which is what? Mass judgment. Jacob's trouble, man. All right. And we're praying. That's why we were in the spirit of the Passover, not as one that, seems to be having fun, dancing, jolly, joyful. No, we was in the Passover as one that was mourning, man. Okay, because we understand the times that's coming. All right, a time like never been before. Jacob's trouble. All right, and we're going to need protection from on high. All right, so we took this time to really examine ourselves and reflect. Because why? Now you have the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which we are in. Okay, stating that what we got to get all the leaven out of our house representing the temple. All right, I might have to pick up the speed a little bit, start to come down a little bit heavy. So our house being our temple, we have to get out all that leaven. All right, because it says a little leaven, just a little leaven, lumpeth it all. Meaning, if you have anything that you got doubt in, or if you have anything that you haven't examined yourself to pretty much, rid of, that could be potentially what takes you or what draws you out of this truth. All right, as it says in Psalms 51:11, it says what? Cast me not from thy presence, neither take thy Holy Spirit from thee. Okay, so this beginning of the year, which is the Passover, according to the Bible, this is the beginning of the year. Esau, Edom wants the beginning of the year to be in the heart of winter, where nothing neither strives or is renewed. Okay, Esau resets his new year upon death. Okay, being what? December, January, where things are dying off, man. All right, but the Bible, the Holy Bible, predicates the new year around spring, March, where things are renewing. That's when the new year comes in. Okay, so the Passover was just recently, this Thursday, March the what? What was it, 13th? And it will commence on the 20th with the end of the feast of unleavened bread. Okay, where you eat unleavened bread for 7 days. All right, you don't eat anything that has any leaven in it, yeast, baking powder, soda, whatever. All right, you got to get all that out of your house, along with your house physically, because it's just a spiritual representation of yourself. You got to clear out anything that you may have inside of your temple that's causing you to go off. All right, whether it's pride, whether it's a flawed doctrine, whatever, you got to clear that out, man. All right, and make room for the renewal. Okay, because you're supposed to come into this truth with a renewed mind. All right, but you see, Jake don't want to take that bitter herb. He don't want to partake in the whole Passover. So what does he do? He substitute that bitter herb for something more, tasteful for his palate. All right, lettuce or whatever. It's not bitter. You see, you have to come in the whole volume of the book, man. All right, and that's what Jake don't want to see, man. Jake don't want to take that whole book and eat that whole scroll, man. As it tells us in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, I believe. All right, Son of Man, eat the roll and go out and prophesy to the people, man. All right. See, Jake just want to use this truth for another, for another marketing tool. All right. He doesn't want to come in all truth and sincerity, because why? He doesn't want to take that bitter herb. All right. See, I'm trying to get up under this highway over here. So Jake doesn't want to partake in the Passover worthily. He wants to eat it unworthy. All right. As it says in the scriptures, you have to drink of that cup worthy, man. All right. Because Yahushua said what? This wine, drink of it. It is my blood for the remission of sins, the New Testament, the New Covenant, okay? Which he fulfilled when he died and sacrificed himself on the cross for the nation of Israel, right? brought forth the new covenant. Now, we're not in the new covenant fully. We're in the transition between the old and the new. See, the old is getting ready to pass away, man. And the new is getting ready to be what? Made mandatory, implemented. Okay? When he comes, when Yahushua returns, he's going to usher in the new covenant. By what? The way of World War III. All right? When those missiles come to destroy America, those of us of the elect will be beamed up into the chariots, and what? We will be transformed in the twinkling of an eye. Meaning what? We're going to be changed from mortal to immortal. We're going to have that new covenant. All right? So we understand the importance of partaking the whole Passover. All right? Not just partial. All right? We eat the whole Passover, the bitter herbs and all. And not only eating it, but we're keeping it down. We're stomaching it. All right? Because like I said, you got Jake. They can't stomach the truth, man. All right? Let's see what we got here. So you got Jake that can't stomach the truth. All right, so they only can eat part of the Passover. They can't eat it all in its entirety. All right, because why? They'll vomit it. They'll throw it up, man. All right, you see, this truth, it's a discerner, man. All right, it allows one's true intents to be made manifest. All right, whether or not they are truly for this work, or whether they just here to fill their own bellies. Okay, now let's go into Luke 1, 18 and 1. This is the book of Luke, chapter 18 and verse 1. It reads, "And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint." So we got to always pray, man, until this place is destroyed, man. Okay? Because the end can't come until, this place is destroyed. America, Babylon the Great, man. As it says in 2 Ezra 6 and 9, Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right? So we can't get the kingdom to come to this world, what? Face away, man. All right? So man ought to pray always that what? That they faint not. Okay? Because as we read, or we're going to get in Proverbs 24 and 10, if you faint in the day of adversity, your faith is small, man. All right? So you see more and more individuals that want to heap upon them titles that they know not the importance and significance of, and they faint, man. Okay? Because when you heap a title, whether it's a high priest or even a captain or whatever, there comes a lot of responsibility behind that title, because men look up to you for leadership, for guidance, okay? They expect that the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, is dealing with you in the sense that you're going to feed the flock, according to his heart, which we come to find out that ain't the case, man, okay? That ain't the case, because why? A lot of them can't keep down that bitter herb, man. A lot of them can't keep down the bitter herb, all right? So they just here for a moment. Or those that are here, they what? They go off, all right? They teach fake breakdowns to what? More, they teach these fake breakdowns to put more respect on their names, rather than respect on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah name, okay? And it's just becoming more and more apparent, man. by the closer we get to the end, we see, man, the more and more these so-called leaders going off, all right? And to the Most High, just have to judge all of Israel, because it says judgment shall begin in the house of Israel, roughly paraphrasing. All right, but yeah, this is what we see more and more, man. As times get older, as the days get shorter, we see more and more of Israel going off, man. All right. So it says Luke 18:1, and he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not the Most High, neither regarded man. So in this city there was a judge that didn't fear the Most High, nor regarded man. Goes on to say, verse 3, Luke 18:3, and there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversary. All right, so there was this widow in this city by the way of the judge that feared not the Most High, neither regarded man, that she looked to go get, justice or avenge for what? Her adversary. And verse 4 says, and he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not the Most High, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. All right? And in the sense, you can see us coming week in and week out prophesying against this wicked kingdom, and that's in that like manner, man. Okay? Those of us that are in the faith, man, truly believe and call on the names with all truth and sincerity and don't switch up the doctrine. All right? And that's truly sighing and crying for the abomination. All right? You see, we ain't here to preach prosperity, or we're not here to save the black community, the black household, the so-called black community, the so-called black household. No, man. We're here to call the elect, okay, to preach to the elect. All right? We ain't here to make an extra dollar by being some type of activist, Hebrew Israelite activist for the community, holding turkey drives and all type of Christmas giveaways and things of that magnitude, man. No, man, because we understand that the truth is only for the elect, the small remnant, okay? We're not here to reach everybody, all right? Neither are we trying to, all right? We're not going to break our back to beat you over the head with the word, man, okay? Either you get it or you don't, all right? And ultimately, it has to be the will of the Heavenly Father that opens your eyes to it anyways, man. So it says, verse 4, and he went not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not the Most High, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. You see? And hey, man, we're going to keep prophesying and keep praying that we faint not in this wicked ass kingdom, Babylon the Great, America, man. All right? And it says, and the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge said. Verse 7, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect? So you see the widow that went to the unjust judge time after time after time, continually, to the fact that he didn't want to be weary with her, so he answered her, her demands by, avenging her adversary. And that's a wicked judge. Okay? So how much more the Father? How much more is he going to avenge us of this wicked place, man? That's why the end can't come soon enough, man. That's why the first verse says what? Men ought to always pray and not to faint, man. Okay? Because you can easily faint and be given over to the wiles of this world, man. By what? By taking a bribe. Because it says what? The love of money is the root of all evil, man. You see? While some coveted after they have erred from the faith. All right? Roughly paraphrasing 1 Timothy 6:10. All right. So you could initially came in with good intentions, but through the time of your walk, your intentions could have switched up to now you don't pray anymore. You don't call on the names. You now use Christ and Jesus and God, and you fainted, and you've been given over to that reprobate mind. All right. So that's why we ought to pray and not faint. So when it goes down to verse 8, Slakia, Luke 18 and verse 7, it says, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect? Right. So let's see if it's still a little rainy out here. So it says, verse 7, the most, Yahweh Shah said, Luke 18 and verse 7, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect? Right. What does it say in Matthew 7? Let's go there. This is Matthew 7 and verse 8. Now let me go down. Wait, let's start at verse 8. It says, for everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be open. Verse 9, Matthew 7 and 9. Or what man is there of you, whom if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone? So if you got a son and he asks you for bread, how many of you fathers will actually give your son a stone? No, you're going to give him bread. It says, or if he asks a fish, we'll give him a serpent. So if you got a son and he says, Dad, can I have a fish? You ain't going to give him a serpent, because why? That serpent is more times out of none going to bite him or, hit him with a dose of venom or something like that. You as a father want the best for your son, okay? Verse 11 says, if ye then being evil know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Right. So you being evil, because in his flesh we are prone to go off, man. But the Heavenly Father, he doesn't. So how much more is he not going to avenge us and give us the kingdom in its due time, in its due season, okay? We just have to be what? Found worthy, doing the work, man, okay? Eating the Passover worthy, okay? And that entails the whole thing, including the bitter herbs, okay? So it says, verse 11, if ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Which he's going to give us the kingdom, man. All right? He's going to send his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, and we're going to take the kingdom. All right? We're not going to ask. We're going to take it. Okay? And what? We're going to keep praying, man, that we faint not. All right? That's why the end can't come soon enough, man. All right? We're praying, man, because we don't want this place to go on for another 10, 20, 30, 40 years, man. All right? That's enough to really, put you to the limits, man. All right? We don't care about being exalted, man. I can speak for myself, man. I don't want to be here for another 40, 20, 30, 40 years just to be, having a title. No, I'd rather be the least, man, long as I'm counted worthy to be on those chariots, man. I can care less, man. I'd rather that the end come 5 days ago, man. All right? I don't want this thing to be prolonged and dragged out, man. It's not what I want. I'm just saying, I just speak as a man. I'm praying that the end comes soon. That's why the end can't come soon enough. I don't care about, being exalted or having these titles, man. Now, if the end prolongs and lingers on, then there's nothing I can do about it. But we in the spirit of hastening, man. hasten the day of the Lord, man. So the end can't come soon enough. So it says, verse 12, St. Matthew 7 and 12. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law of the prophets, right? Okay? So this is how we operate, man. Okay? We operate in what? In righteousness, all right? In judgment, okay? So let's go back to Luke 18 in verse 7. It says, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect? Right, he is, okay? You know, if that wicked judge that regarded neither the Most High nor man avenge the widow, how much more the Most High will he avenge his elect that cry out to him day and night, man? All right, for this wicked, abominable place, all right, which we're going to get in Ezekiel 9 after we read this next verse. Verse 8, St. Luke 18 and 8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. So it ain't going to take time. It ain't going to take no 1,000 years or however long they claim it to be that it's going to take before, you know, the Most High shows up. No. When that chip is made mandatory, it's going to be quick, man. All right? It's going to be quick. We just got to continue to pray that we faint not in the meanwhile. All right? Because you're going to have a lot of Jake that don't believe, man, that have come to the realization that, hey, we're going to be here for another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 some odd years, man. I might as well make the most of it and use this truth to get the bag, per se. All right? Those are the ones that don't partake in the Passover faithfully, are worthy. Okay? Because why? They being compromised. Okay? They don't have the faith. They fainted. As we're going to get, Proverbs 24 and 10. They fainted in the day of adversity, man. All right? And the day that they were supposed to be found, you know, being a good servant, they were found beating the handmaids, okay? Giving the wrong breakdowns intentionally so they could what? Fill their bellies, man. All right? And it's going to be all, you know, it's going to be all found out soon, man. All right? It ain't going to take no 1,000 years, man. We getting ready to get up out of here soon, man. All right? This guy Trump is getting ready to get this cryptocurrency thing kicked off, you know. It seems that, you know, Esau going to do what Esau going to do, man. You know, he going to put false narratives out there so that we can get our hope up, and then he ain't going to come through, okay? But we still got to be found faithful, man, all right? Because they put in the news, government shutdown could potentially happen, and then what happened? It's avoided. They put in the news that Donald Trump has passed the, what is it called? The Alien Enemy Act 1798. Now the judge blocked it, you see? But we still got to be found faithful, man. We still got to pray that we faint not, man, because we know all things works good for those that fear the Lord, man. So we going to wait and keep the faith, man, because we counted the cost before we came into this thing, all right? And in doing so, we understand the severity, man. We got to be found faithful until the end. So this devil can push whatever type of narratives and renege on them all he wants, but that's not going to affect our faith, man, because we have to be found faithful to the end of what? Our last breath here on this earth, or to the end of this man's kingdom come, okay? So he could put out false narratives every time, all right? And we're going to still preach the word, man, as long as the Most High dealing with us, man, all right? Because why? We understand, man, this thing is a thing of faith, all right? And we believe. We counted the cost, all right? We're not going to compromise and deviate and come in with the intentions that this thing is going to be over with in a couple of years, and then when it's not, now we got to make the adjustments to, you know, make it worth our while by what? Deceiving the flock, not eating the bitter herb, you know, what else? Getting the bag, making it all about you and not Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, you see? But it's only so long that the fake can pretend, man. For this edge, for this Bible, which is sharper than a two-edged sword, discern who truly is about this walk and who isn't. All right. And them bitter herbs, man, them bitter herbs can really put it out there, man. All right. Can really put out there who can actually stomach it and keep it down. Because you may be able to eat the bitter herbs, you may be able to even swallow the bitter herbs, but can you consume it? Can you keep it down? All right. And for the most, they can't. All right. They'll chew it up. Some spit it out. They'll chew it up. Some will even swallow it. They'll chew it up. Some will even swallow it and get ready and then spit it up, man. Because they can't what? They can't take that taste. Okay. They can't taste the bitterness of it. All right. So we got to be found worthy, man. And we counted the cost. All right. We counted the cost because from our point of view, you know, what are we going to go back to, man? What are we going to go back to? All right. We just got to continue to pray and fast, man, that we faint not. That's why the end can't come soon enough. All right. The end can't come soon enough. That those of us that are actually hastening the day, you see, those of us that are actually hastening the day, the end cannot come soon enough. All right. So we just got to continue to stay in this faith, man. All right. And believe and don't switch up, you know, what you was taught and compromise and be compromised. OK, you know, because it ain't all about you. It's about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. John 3:30. I must decrease and he must increase. OK, even John the Baptist understood that. All right. So how much more us? OK, so let's go to Proverbs 24:10. This is Proverbs verse 24 and verse 10. It reads, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. You see? So we give over to, you know, our lusts because we supposed to be, you know, cutting out that leaven, okay? It's all spiritually, man. All right, yeah, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, you take out the leaven out of your house, but you're supposed to be getting out of your body too, man. You're supposed to be examining yourself. 2 Corinthians 13:5, whether or not you be in the faith, all right? And you know your own selves, man. You know what's going to get you to walk another way other than what you ought to walk in this faith. And whatever that is, according to the Bible, you're supposed to cut that out, man. All right? You're supposed to cut it out. A little leaven lumpeth the whole, man. All right? It don't take much for your mind to actually manifest those thoughts that you got going on. Whether you want to be the man, you see, a lot of jakes, they want to be the man, okay? They want to be the man. They come into this truth. They preach for a few years, and then all of a sudden they think they're the man. They want to start up their own camp, you know. They want to get all the praise heaped upon them. And next thing you know, they don't last too long, you see? And they do, if they try to think they lasting too long, they going off in the doctrine, man. All right? That's why this new year, which is signified by the Passover, followed by the Feast of Unleavened Bread, you're supposed to get out all the leaven out of your house, your body, your temple. Okay, they call it spring cleaning. All right, get all those things that's going to keep you from being faithful and found faithful and not fainting in the day of adversity, man. All right, cut it out, man. A little leaven lumpeth the whole, man. Roughly paraphrasing. All right, but you got to get that all out, man. You know, if women is your device, if women is your vice, that you like to put women as your God, get rid of that, man. Go on a fast, okay? You gotta really examine yourself, whether or not you be in the faith, man. And you gotta be honest with yourself. Why are you not? You gotta be honest with yourself. Why are you not? Okay? You know, if your thing is about pride, you want it all about yourself, man, you got to humble yourself, man. As Paul said, if I must glory, I will glory in my infirmities, man. If you want to be proudful and boast about your infirmities, man. Those things that make you weak and feeble. All right. And see how much more you will want to be proudful then. Okay. Because if you saying that you don't have no feebleness, no weakness, then you got to really examine yourself because you saying that you are already perfect. All right. And in these bodies, we're not. Okay. These bodies are subject to going off. All right. No way about it, man. So there's nothing powerful about you that you should have in your soul, man. Just pleasant and happy to be in this walk, man, and doing the work faithfully. Okay. So it says Proverbs 24:10, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. So men ought to pray that they faint not. Continue to pray, man. Know yourself. And remember, hey, hasten the day. The end can't come soon enough, man. Because, hey, we see how if you don't go and take heed to this word, how you can easily become a reprobate, a castaway. All right? Easy. Okay? You don't examine yourself, you get too big-headed, you think you the man, all right? Because you got a little followers, a little follow.